Good morning, Vanchians. Another beautiful day has begun as we continue to live life as a Type 6 civilization. Being the masters of the Omniverse is surprisingly easy. Today, we possess systems such as the Omni Engine that grant us capabilities beyond what earlier civilizations could have imagined. Our limitations are no longer technological or physical. The only true limit is what our imagination fails to conceive. If we can imagine it, we can create it. If we can envision it, we can experience it. Yet despite all of that, I find that the destination itself is not the most interesting part of the story. The journey is. How did a small city struggling with ordinary urban problems become the civilization that mastered the Omniverse? That is the story worth telling. And that is the story we will continue exploring today. 2. The first step, defining an impossible goal. When I first became the mayor of Vanchi city, the very first thing I did was establish a clear objective. Not a vague aspiration, not a general direction, a concrete destination. Type 6 civilization. To many citizens at the time, the goal seemed unrealistic, fantastical, and impossibly far away. Some viewed it as science fiction. Others viewed it as optimism. A few considered it madness. Yet none of that mattered. Because leadership begins by defining a destination before defining a path. I was determined. And I made sure every government department understood the same directive. We will not stop. We will not slow down. We will not lose focus. Until we achieve Type 6 status. 3. The 1 million project. Of course, a distant goal alone is not enough. People need actionable objectives. They need measurable progress. They need milestones. That is why we launched the 1 million project. The objective was simple. Develop 1 million innovative solutions to urban problems. The number was not symbolic. It was literal. We actively counted every solution submitted into the visual idea dashboard. More importantly, we were not merely solving today's problems. We were preparing for tomorrow's. Every solution represented one less obstacle between humanity and its future. Each idea became a building block in a civilization-scale blueprint. 4. 3 principles that never changed. Long before the Omni Engine existed, we already knew what we were aiming for. Throughout every phase of our development, 3 principles remained constant. 1. Omnipresence. To be aware of everything. 2. Omniscience. To understand everything. 3. Omnipotence. To influence everything. The objectives never changed. Only the scale changed. We expanded our ambitions step by step. From city to nation. From nation to planet. From planet to solar system. From solar system to galaxy. From galaxy to universe. From universe to omniverse. The destination remained the same throughout. 5. Building omnipresence. Let us begin with the first prerequisite. Omnipresence. At its simplest, omnipresence means having eyes and ears everywhere. In early Vanchi, we pursued this through zero blind spot surveillance. Public spaces throughout the city were equipped with observation systems. But we were not merely recording video footage. We collected a vast range of environmental information, including temperature, humidity, atmospheric composition, air quality, pressure, weather conditions, infrastructure performance, hygiene indicators, safety metrics. This information was gathered through the city's network of sensory domes. The goal was not surveillance. The goal was awareness. A city cannot solve problems it cannot see. 6. From observation to understanding. Collecting information alone was insufficient. Raw data has little value until it is interpreted. Therefore, every government department analyzed the data relevant to its area of responsibility. Human experts and AI systems worked together. Health teams analyzed health trends. Environmental teams monitored ecological conditions. Infrastructure teams tracked maintenance needs. Safety teams identified risks. The resulting information was compiled by the Vanchi Statistical Center. Patterns emerged. Relationships became visible. The city gradually began understanding itself. 7. The privacy challenge. There was, however, one major obstacle. Privacy. Unlike today, people of that era were not connected through a collective consciousness. Their awareness ended at the boundaries of their own minds. Privacy felt natural. Secrecy felt necessary. As a result, many citizens were understandably reluctant to share information from their homes. This created blind spots, health risks, safety hazards, domestic emergencies. All remained difficult to monitor. Only a small number of volunteers allowed their indoor sensory domes to contribute data. For everyone else, we relied on personal reporting through the WhatsApp chat app. While imperfect, it was an important step forward. 8. Creating the informed citizen. All collected information was organized and displayed through the Maps app. The objective was simple. Every citizen should become an informed citizen. We encouraged people not merely to see the world around them but to understand it. To notice patterns. To recognize problems. To become aware of realities they would otherwise overlook. Because awareness is the first step toward action. 9. The birth of omniscience. All this data collection ultimately served a larger purpose. The pursuit of omniscience. To understand reality, we first needed knowledge. That led to the creation of the Vanchi educational database. Or WADE. Compared to today's Omni engine, WADE was merely a seed. But every tree begins as a seed. WADE contained practical knowledge about Vanchi city, human civilization, science, technology, governance, economics, health, environment. Most importantly, it focused on actionable knowledge. Knowledge that could be applied. Knowledge that could solve problems. 10. Humans and AI working together. From the beginning, WADE was built by both humans and artificial intelligence. We quickly learned something important. Humans and AI think differently. Neither can fully replace the other. AI excels at organizing information, identifying patterns, generating possibilities, processing large datasets. Humans excel at understanding consequences, evaluating risks, assigning values, accepting responsibility. An AI may generate an answer. A human decides whether that answer should be trusted. Therefore, AI performed the heavy lifting. Humans made the final decisions. This partnership became one of the foundational principles of Vanchi. 11. The evolution of knowledge. Throughout our journey, WADE remained central to civilization. Only its form changed. It evolved from physical libraries, digital databases, agentic AI knowledge systems, neural interfaces, telepathic networks. Eventually it became known as the lotus of knowledge. At this stage, people no longer spent most of their time learning existing knowledge. Instead, they focused on expanding knowledge. Learning became instantaneous. Discovery became the primary human activity. 12. The rise of the hive mind. As humanity expanded into the solar system, knowledge infrastructure expanded alongside it. Data probes formed a decentralized blockchain network that ensured information remained available everywhere. Eventually, telepathy evolved from a technological enhancement into a biological capability. Knowledge could be shared directly between individuals. Experience became transferable. A simple interaction could communicate years of understanding. Humanity gradually evolved into a hive mind. Knowledge no longer came from databases. It came from people themselves. 13. When knowledge became instinct. As we became a galactic civilization, something extraordinary happened. Knowledge stopped feeling like information. It became instinct. You no longer needed to study water to know its composition. You simply knew. Reality itself became readable. The universe became self-explanatory. At first, this seemed like the ultimate achievement. But it created a new problem. People stopped contributing to shared knowledge systems. Everyone felt knowledgeable enough already. And slowly, disagreements began to emerge. 14. The birth of the Omni engine. The Omni engine was introduced to solve this problem. It was never intended to be merely an all-knowing intelligence. Its true purpose was unity. To bring every intelligent being under a shared framework. To establish universal understanding. To create universal laws. The Omni engine transformed knowledge into coordination. And coordination became the foundation of omnipotence. 15. When reality became a canvas. For most of our history, civilization advanced through technology. Machines, computers, networks, artificial intelligence, engineering. Then something changed. The Omni engine allowed us to establish higher-order laws that superseded the natural laws of reality. Reality itself became programmable. The universe became a canvas. and enlightened beings became artists. Creation was no longer limited to engineering. It became an act of imagination. 16. Storytelling is reality creation. In 21st century Vanchi, storytellers created fictional worlds. Science fiction, fantasy, imaginary civilizations, imaginary universes. Omni beings do something similar. The difference is that our stories become realities. Entire universes can be created, experienced, explored, and transformed. Not as simulations, as genuine realities. Experience itself became the ultimate form of storytelling. 17. The philosophy of creation and destruction. Among omni beings, there is a famous saying, "I sing to create a universe in the morning and then dance to destroy it before going to bed." What stays with me is knowledge, just like a dream. That's evolution. The quote captures an important truth. Creation and destruction are not opposites. They are parts of the same process. What survives every cycle is understanding. Knowledge accumulates. Wisdom evolves. Reality learns from itself. And that continuous learning is what drives evolution forward. 18. Closing thoughts. Between the citizens of 21st century Vanchi and the masters of the omniverse lies an enormous story. A story filled with challenges, failures, breakthroughs, and countless solutions to countless problems. Today, we explored only a small part of that journey. There are still many missing chapters. Fortunately, we have time. We will continue building this complete problem solution library together. One problem at a time. One solution at a time. One step closer to understanding how an ordinary city became an extraordinary civilization. Till then, good night.